Hello and welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about another old British airline called Thomas Cook. Now, Thomas Cook did not start out with an airline. It was actually founded by a guy called Thomas Cook in the year 1841 and was actually a travel agency. And then in September 1999, Thomas Cook became the tour operator for GMC Airways until they then eventually ceased operations and then rebranded to Thomas Cook on the 23rd of March 2003. And over Thomas Cook's life, they operated 115 aircraft, ranging from 36 Airbus A320s, 36 Airbus A321s, 16 Airbus A330-200s, 19 757-200s, 5 757-300s, and 3 767-300s. Now, Thomas Cook had many other subsidiaries like Thomas Cook Belgium, Scandinavia, Germany, Spain and Canada. Now, two of Thomas Cook's subsidiaries were bailed out by their governments, this being Thomas Cook Germany and Thomas Cook Scandinavia. These now both operate under different names. Thomas Cook Germany was actually Condor, which they then bought out in the early 2000s. Then, Thomas Cook Scandinavia was then rebranded into Sun Class Airlines, with these two airlines still being around today, but Condor and Sun Class have both erased themselves, especially Condor, of any remnants of ever the Thomas Cook brand. The only thing that's actually got the little reminiscent of the Thomas Cook brand left is the safety video that Condor play on their long haul flights with the IFA screens. That's the only remnants left of Thomas Cook. Now, the other Thomas Cook brands that were not saved when they collapsed in 2019 were Thomas Cook Canada, who was founded in 2010, commenced operations on the 5th of November 2010, but ceased operations on the 30th of April 2012, after their tour operator went bankrupt and they decided just to outright stop the Thomas Cook Canada brand, and the 757s were returned back to Thomas Cook UK, with Thomas Cook Canada having 8 757s. Now, Thomas Cook Spain was another one that was also lost when Thomas Cook went bankrupt in 2019. Now, we do not know when this airline started operations, but it may have been when Thomas Cook became the airline. There were 6 Airbus A320s with an operational base in Palma de Mallorca. Now, Thomas Cook Belgium was founded on the 12th of December 2001 and then ceased operations on the 27th of October 2017, so not long before Thomas Cook went bankrupt. However, they had an operational base in Brussels and had a fleet of 1 A319 and 20 Airbus A320s, becoming their total to 21 aircraft. Now, Thomas Cook's downfall could be traced back to around 2008 when they buy the crippling other holiday airline, MyTravel, and a couple of other travel agencies to help them expand their high street presence. But as we moved into the 2010s, they knew that high street presence was not the way to go, and more people were booking online. Now, Thomas Cook then did set up a website, however, but they still had a lot of high street presence, which around about 2015 to when they went bankrupt in 2019 was just not the way to go, and they just had too many high street presences, but they just for some reason would not sell them. And the summer heatwave of 2018 didn't seem to help the airline, as more Brits were determined to be staying home instead of maybe booking somewhere abroad, as the heatwave was reaching well into the 30 degrees, so there was no point to really need to go away and just stay home since there was a heatwave here in the UK. And in the early hours of the 23rd of September 2019, Thomas Cook announced it would be ending service after almost 140 years of serving the travel industry. Then when the peacetime repatriation had to come in, it was Britain's largest peacetime repatriation since the collapse of Monarch Airlines just 3 years prior. Now, when Thomas Cook collapsed, it did bring some very interesting sights to the skies of the UK, especially in Manchester, as the Malaysian A380 was bringing British holidaymakers back home to Manchester, so it was definitely a very interesting sight. And with that does conclude my video on Thomas Cook, so I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!